Hello everyone, hope you're having a great day. Today we'll follow Jack as he comes home from the hospital, still fighting
alright,
to
Jack?
secure the Min Hung contract, while Tu Tien quietly hides her worsening illness and tries to hold their family together. If you enjoy the story, don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss the next videos. The first thing Jack notices when he wakes up this time isn't the pain, it's the silence, not the hospital silence. There's still the hum of lights, the soft beeps, the distant wheels of carts in the hallway. But the inside silence, the kind that comes after your body has fought a battle while your mind was somewhere far away. He blinks slowly and the ceiling swims into focus. His throat feels like sandpaper. His ribs ache every time he tries to breathe deeper than a shallow sip of air. Beside him, Tu Tien is slumped forward in the chair, head resting near his hand like she fell asleep mid-prayer. Her hair is messy, her eyes swollen, and her fingers are still wrapped around his as if she's afraid he'll vanish again. Jack's lips part. "Tu!" he rasps. Tu Tien jolts upright so fast her chair squeaks. For a second she just stares at him, like she doesn't trust her own eyes. Then her face breaks. Relief, fear, love, all spilling out at once. "Jack!" she whispers, voice shaking. "You're awake! You're really awake!" He tries to nod, but his skull throbs immediately. He winces, and Tu Tien's hands fly to his shoulders. "Don't move," she says quickly. "Please, just stay. Just look at me." Jack's eyes stay locked on her face, like it's the only safe place in the room. He swallows hard. "Anna!" Tu Tien's breath catches. "She's okay. She came yesterday. She kept calling for you. Mum is bringing her later." Jack closes his eyes for a second, and when he opens them again, they're wet. He looks embarrassed by it, like he's trying to be strong even from a hospital bed. Tu Tien leans forward and presses her forehead to his knuckles. "You scared me," she whispers. "You scared me so much." He squeezes her fingers weakly. It's tiny, barely there, but it's real. A nurse steps in, bright and brisk. "He's awake." Tu Tien nods like she's afraid if she speaks louder, the moment will break. The nurse checks Jack's pupils, his pulse, asks him simple questions. Name, date, where he is. Jack answers slowly, voice rough, but clear enough to prove he's still himself. The nurse looks satisfied, then adds in a gentler tone. "Your wife hasn't left this chair." Jack's eyes flick to Tu Tien again, and something in his expression shifts, guilt mixed with gratitude. Tu Tien forces a smile. "I was just camping," she jokes softly. "Terrible hotel service, though?" Jack's bruised mouth lifts just a little. "Refund," he whispers. It's the first laugh Tu Tien's had in days, and it comes out broken, half sob, half relief. Later, the doctor arrives and speaks carefully, like laying bricks. "Your seizure was likely triggered by head trauma," he explains. "The good news is you stabilized quickly. The next days are about rest and monitoring. No stress, no heavy work, no screens if you can help it." Jack gives a faint look that says, "Do you know who you're talking to?" Tu Tien jumps in immediately. "He will rest," she says firmly, like she's signing a contract herself. Jack opens his mouth to argue, then stops when Tu Tien's eyes flash. He knows that look. It's the look that means she'll be kind, but she will not lose. "Okay," he murmurs. "I'll try." That afternoon, Mother Loy arrives with Anna. Anna is 15 months old, cheeks full, eyes curious, and her hair is tied into two small braids that bounce when she walks. The moment she sees Jack awake, she freezes for half a second, like she has to confirm it's real. Then she squeals, bah, and toddles forward at maximum baby speed. Mother Ly lifts her onto the bed carefully, and Anna immediately grabs Jack's hand with both of hers, like she's claiming him back from the hospital. Jack winces from his ribs but doesn't pull away. He kisses the top of her head. "Bar's here," he whispers. "Bar's okay." Anna presses her face to his chest and makes a satisfied little sound, like her whole world finally clicked back into place. Tu Tien watches, tears sliding down again, different tears this time, softer, almost grateful. From that day on, Tu Tien becomes the rhythm of Jack's recovery. She's there for every medication, every scan, every small step from bed to bathroom. She reminds him to drink water. She fixes his pillow. She wipes his forehead when he sweats in his sleep. And at night, when the ward quiets down and Jack's breathing deepens, she sits with her hand on his wrist, like she needs to feel the pulse to believe tomorrow will come. Jack's memory returns slowly in uneven waves. Some things are clear: the empty field road, driving home, the sudden motorbikes. He remembers the feeling of being blocked in, the jolt of fear, the first hit like thunder through his ribs. Other details are missing, like someone erased them with an angry hand. Faces gone. Plates blurred, but one thing keeps bothering him. "A voice," he murmurs one night, eyes staring at the ceiling. "One of them talked like he knew me." Tu Tien's stomach tightens. What did he say? Jack squeezes his eyes shut, trying to pull the memory closer. "I don't know, not words. Just the tone." The next day, Officer Tu comes again for a formal statement. Jack is still weak, but his eyes sharpen when the questions start. He describes what he can. 2 motorbikes, covered faces, one holding a stick, the way they forced him to stop. He tells her about the voice. Officer Tu writes everything down. "We're checking camera routes," she says. "We'll keep investigating. If you remember anything else, call me immediately." When she leaves, Tu Tien sits beside Jack and tries to keep her voice calm. "Do you think it's connected to Tuttien?" Jack doesn't answer at first. He stares at the bandage edge near his hairline, jaw tight. Finally, he whispers, "If it is, it means he's still reaching even from behind bars." Tu Tien's chest goes cold. She nods, but her mind is already racing ahead. Anna, the house, the roads, the market, the days when she walks alone because Jack isn't with her. She doesn't say any of that out loud. Jack needs peace to heal, and she's become an expert at swallowing fear. 2 weeks pass like slow rain. Jack stops getting dizzy when he sits up. His ribs still hurt, but he can laugh without flinching. His eyes look clearer. His voice sounds more like him. The doctor finally nods and says the words Tu Tien has been starving for. "You can go home." Tu Tien exhales so hard it feels like her lungs finally unclench. On discharge day, Mother Ly and Uncle Dung arrive early with Anna and a bag full of clean clothes. Tu Tien helps Jack change slowly, button by button, like rebuilding him with her hands. Outside, the winter air hits Jack's face and he blinks at the sunlight like he's stepping into a new life. Uncle Dung pulls up in Jack's white Ford Ranger pickup truck, engine warm, cabin ready. Jack can't drive yet. Tu Tien makes that non-negotiable. She helps Jack into the passenger seat carefully, then buckles Anna into her car seat behind them. Anna kicks her feet and babbles happily, as if the hospital was just a weird playground, and now the real world is back. As the truck rolls down the lane toward home, Tu Tien watches Jack from the side. His eyes are on the road, but his hand finds hers and holds tight. "We're going home," she whispers. Jack swallows, voice quiet. "We're going home." And for the first time since the attack, Tu Tien lets herself believe they might actually get a normal day again, even if she can already feel another secret burning under her skin, waiting for the worst possible moment to show itself. Home is supposed to be the part where you finally breathe. For Tu Tien, it's the part where she starts counting everything. The white Ford Ranger rolls into the yard with Uncle Dung at the wheel. Jack sits in the passenger seat, pale but stubborn, pretending his ribs don't hurt. Tu Tien is at his door before the engine fully stops, one hand under his elbow, one hand bracing his back. "Slow," she whispers. "No hero moves." Jack forces a smile that becomes a wince. "I'm not sprinting. I'm surviving." Anna, 15 months old with 2 tiny braids, kicks her feet in her car seat. The moment Tu Tien unclips her, Anna toddles straight to Jack and hugs his leg. "Bah!" Jack bends to kiss her hair, then freezes when Tu Tien gives him the look. Okay, he murmurs. "I'll sit. Doctor's orders." Inside, Tu Tien stacks pillows until the bed looks like a fortress. Mother Loy brings warm water and clean towels. Uncle Dung sets the medicine bag on the table, quiet but tense. That first evening, Tu Tien makes ginger rice porridge and feeds Jack 1 spoon at a time. Anna sits on a mat with a toy spoon, copying every motion like she's part of the team. Jack watches Anna and whispers, "Dr. Anna is supervising." Anna points her spoon at his chest. "Bah!" Tu Tien almost laughs, but she catches herself when Jack laughs too and immediately winces. She presses a gentle palm to his shoulder. "Small laughs only. You're not allowed to break again." Jack exhales dramatically. "How do I measure a small laugh?" "With my fear," Tu Tien says, and the joke lands in the room. The next days settle into routine. Mornings, Tu Tien checks Jack's temperature, helps him sit up, gives medicine, and feeds him porridge. She opens the window for fresh air, then closes it again when the winter wind bites. During the day, Anna follows Tu Tien everywhere, into the garden, the kitchen, the yard, because Anna is her shadow now. Jack watches from the doorway wrapped in a blanket, eyes softer than before, like he's realizing ordinary life is the miracle. But Jack can't stop being Jack. He can't drive yet. Tu Tien makes that rule non-negotiable, so he runs the company from bed, calls, updates, photos from the site, contract drafts delivered to the house. The same name keeps coming back, Min Hung. One afternoon, his employee calls with cautious excitement. Jack." Min Hung's side said they're impressed. They want revised terms. They're moving toward final review. Jack's eyes brighten like someone lit a match inside him. "Send it today," he says. "No shortcuts. If we win this, we win it clean." He ends the call and looks at Tu Tien, trying to hide how much he needs it. "They're still interested." Tu Tien smiles. "I told you, you can do it." But inside, her fear tightens, because she knows what it means. Jack will push himself to heal faster, and she will have to carry the quiet parts alone. The itching that won't stop, the dizziness when she stands too fast, the nosebleeds she calls dry weather, the small container of pills behind the rice jar. She takes them only when Jack sleeps, not because she doesn't trust him, because she does, too much. If Jack sees the truth now, he'll drop everything. He'll forget Min Hung. He'll forget his recovery. He'll make her illness the center of the house, and she's terrified it will crush the one chance he has fought his whole life to earn. One evening, Jack is propped against pillows reading contract pages while Tu Tien folds laundry. Anna sits in the laundry pile, giggling, socks on her hands. Jack watches Tu Tien for a long moment, then says quietly, "You're pale." Tu Tien's hands pause. "I'm tired." Jack's voice stays calm, but his eyes sharpen. "Tu, you've been tired for too long." She forces a light tone. "I'm running the house, chasing a baby, and babysitting a stubborn husband." Jack shifts, as if to sit up more. Tu Tien presses her palm to his chest. "No." Jack holds her gaze. "Then tell me what's happening." The truth presses against her throat like a stone. She swallows it down. "Not now," she whispers. "Please, let me get you through this first." Jack's jaw tightens. "And what if you fall before that?" Tu Tien keeps her voice gentle, but turns it into steel. "Then I fall later. Not today." Anna chooses that moment to crawl onto the bed and pat Jack's chest with her stuffed toy. "Bah!" Jack sighs, defeated. "Your mum is distracting me with cuteness." Tu Tien releases a breath she didn't realize she was holding. That night, after Jack sleeps, Tu Tien slips into the kitchen. She takes her hidden pills and rubs ointment onto the itchy patches on her arms. The room spins. She grips the counter until it passes, then wipes the sink clean like nothing happened. Soft footsteps in the hall. Anna stands there half awake, rubbing her eyes. "Me?" Tu Tien scoops her up and holds her close. "Shh, Mummy's here." A few days later, Min Hung messages again. "Final review meeting soon, possible signing." Jack reads it twice, voice low with determination.
"I have to be ready." Tu Tien nods and smiles like only good outcomes exist. But as she turns to refill his water, dizziness hits hard. She grips the table until the world steadies. Jack notices immediately. "Tu, I'm fine," she says too fast. Jack's voice turns quiet and serious. "Stop saying that." Tu Tien walks to him, presses a hand on his shoulder, and gently pushes him back into the pillows. "You heal," she whispers. "You keep your strength. I'll hold everything else." Outside, the wind moves through the garden. Inside, 2 clocks keep ticking. Jack racing to recover for Min Hung, and Tu Tien racing to stay upright, long enough to keep her secret from breaking them both.
Jack is discharged after the attack and returns home in the white Ford Ranger, too weak to drive and still in pain. Tu Tien builds a pillow fortress, feeds him ginger porridge and medicine, and keeps him resting while 15-month-old Anna, hair in 2 tiny braids, shadows her mother, helping in the garden and around the house. Even from bed, Jack can't stop working. He calls the office daily, reviews documents at home, and pushes to secure the life-changing Min Hung contract. As good news arrives about a final review, Jack's hope rises, but so does his worry when he notices Tu Tien looking pale, dizzy, and itchy. Tu Tien lies, calling it stress and dry weather, hiding pills behind the rice jar so Jack won't lose focus while he's still recovering. 2 clocks tick, his deadline, her secret, and a fragile peace.